You know, it is God's desire to reach this world. And although the Spirit of God is speaking, the Spirit of God is calling men and women to missions, men and women to ministry, it seems today that very few people are listening and very few people are responding to the call of God. And one reason people do not go into ministry and one reason people do not go into missions is because they make an excuse that goes like this. You know, I cannot go into missions, I cannot go into ministry because I'm not yet married. But Paul reminded us in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 that the single missionary is far more productive and is to be preferred over the married missionary. Do you remember Paul reminded us that the single missionary can serve God undistracted? They are free to commit all of their time to the work of the Lord. They're able to live and serve in conditions deemed unsuitable for married people, especially married people with children. In fact, some of the greatest missionary work ever accomplished was accomplished by single missionaries. There was Gladys Aylward, who went to China. There was Amy Carmichael, who served God in India. Do you remember the name Mary Slessor, who at the ripe age of some 27 went to the interior of Calabar, modern-day Nigeria? And for 38 years, she did pioneering work, paving the way for male missionaries who would soon follow her. She was convinced, and I quote, that pioneering work was best accomplished by women who she believed were less threatening to unreached tribes and men. Her biographers said that she adapted easily to African lifestyle. She cared little about fashion, hygiene, eating habits, or time schedules. She once broke a marriage engagement with a young missionary with whom she had fallen in love because his health could not stand the rigors of tropical Africa. At the end of her life, she was able to say that she was a witness to the perfect joy and satisfaction of the single missionary life. In fact, if God has called you to missions, friends, we cannot stand before God and make the excuse, you know, I cannot go because I'm not yet married. Because Paul makes it clear that the single missionary is to be preferred over the married missionary. Listen, if the Spirit of God is speaking, we must respond to the call of this world, for His glory is going to be reached. And my prayer is that the Spirit of God would take the Word of God and bless you with it today.